True. But if you look at, all right, let's take from San Diego, from the San Diego Chargers. All right, you have Phillip Rivers, who is an All-Pro. I'm sorry, he's not an All-Pro, but he's been to the Pro Bowl a couple of times. He really didn't have any receivers, over the years. But
he's had Antonio Gates the whole time.
That's true. But I mean, that was his one receiver.
He had LT up the backfield.
I think they do have some receivers that can catch. I don't think they can catch the deep ball. I don't think they can catch in traffic.
The Bucks?
Yes.
So they have some receivers they can catch, but not the deep ball. So they don't have any speed receivers, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, well, if they have some possession receivers, again, I think this is going to be another only time will tell story. And we just got to see how the season goes.
So aside from the Garcia brothers and the unproven Daniel Decker, what other positions you think that the Bucks are going to need to step up this year?
I think every other position that they have. I mean,
so you think they need a total overhaul of everything that they have right now?
I think they need a total overhaul of everything they have right now. Go ahead, with the exception of Carlos Garcia at quarterback and his brother. Okay, they've added a Decker, but again, they need more than Decker. They need to, I believe, overhaul every other position. They need speedy corners.
Okay, so aside from quarterback, what is the most important position in Sixman?
What position?
Aside from quarterback.
Well, you can't really say that any position is more, aside from the quarterback, is the most important. I think every other position is most important because every other position, that person that plays that position has a very important role. Because without that blocker, how's the quarterback going to have time? I don't care how good Carlos Garcia is. If you don't have time, if he's under pressure, he's not going to be throwing as accurate as he is. And with receivers, if he's under pressure, if he doesn't have receivers with great speed or great hands to get to the ball, if he's under pressure or not, what's the point?
I mean, personally, I have to say the running back, because that running back, you can either use him for blocking, or you can send him out on a pass, on a screen play, on a pass. That running back is very versatile in anything that the offense does. With that being said, Lewis, he can catch somewhat. I think if you throw him a little dump pass over the middle or in the flats, I think he can get a couple of yards. Doesn't have a lot of speed, but he can help move that offense enough to where it can keep you off balance just a little bit, because you don't know whether they're going to give him the ball or give the running back the ball, or if it's just going to be a little dump off.
Okay, but you were talking about give them a little bit of versatility. Now, I believe, from what you're saying, that they don't really have any versatility, honestly. I mean, you said the receivers can't catch a good deep ball.
You're right.
So if all they play is just little run and pitch and little medium range passes, I mean, what is that going to do?
I think
that's going to enable the teams to pressure them, and that's going to enable also the other corners to play them a lot closer because they're not going to respect the deep ball.
What Decker, or I think what they need to do as far as Decker goes, this kid he's going to have to play both ways. Period. If he's an athlete like that, I think he's going to have to go both defense and offense. It's pretty tiring playing that defensive end position because you're constantly on the go. But if they can get him a breather here and there, I think he's going to have to play some receiver. That way you can send those corners downfield, possibly take one or two of those linebackers with you and clear the backfield out. That way you don't have that middle so clogged up. So he can roll with it.
Still, I still never playing both ways. They be playing a team where they have exceptional blocking. So they're going to type him out at the 50. And if they rely for pressure and for their deep ball, there's no way to do both. He's going to be too fatigued to do the other job correctly.
So you don't see the playoffs at all?
I don't see them making the playoffs at all.
I mean,
not this year, not next year, not even the year after that, unless they do a complete overhaul.
So in a 10-game season, how many wins do you think they'll get?
They had 2 the year before. I think Decker gets them maybe 3.
3? That's it?
3, that's it. Again, he's unproven. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from the kid. He's a great kid, but he's unproven. And if he's the only addition that they've added as far as athletic-wise, he gets 3 wins. I mean, the other teams, the Bucks are in a tough conference. They are. There are a lot of other teams with great athleticism and speed.
As much as I want to put the Bucks up there and want to see them get out the bottom part of the North, I gotta agree with you. 3 wins is kind of a push from where they've been at, but I think 3 wins is substantial enough because you're gonna have some close games that can go either way. As we saw that with the Phoenix, I think the Phoenix didn't have a lot of athletes either, but they were able to do here and there in the end. And I see that with the Bucks. You know, they close wins. There's also, let's not forget, there's also blowouts.
Yes, and that's where their lack of veteran leadership on the defensive end is going to come into play. Like you said, I think they need a complete overhaul on defense. They don't have any veteran leadership, so when it comes down to these close games that you're saying that they need to pull out with no experience on defense, how they so if they're playing a team, another division, another conference, that's at the bottom of their division, okay, that's 1 and 2 wins. But are they going to be tough enough mentally to pull out any of those close games?
I don't think they'll be tough enough mentally, but that might be another problem that they might be facing this season too. When you don't win a lot of games, it's hard to get that winning mentality going. I mean, because when you're used to losing, I mean, that's all you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, nobody likes losing. I mean, if you won maybe 10, 15 games max, and in the past 10 years or so, I mean, wouldn't your morale be low too?
I mean, it would. I mean,
if I won 10, I don't think I'd want to be on a losing team for 2 or 3 years.
True.
What are you saying? I mean, I honestly think they have absolutely no chance of making the playoffs. They need overhaul. It's going to go back to that. They don't have enough athletes. They don't have any veteran leadership on defense. Not saying they can't do it, because if they do a complete overhaul, the season hasn't started. I mean, if they can make some nice additions,
but you still got to incorporate them and get them, to know the defense and the offense that you're running. So I mean, yeah, I agree with you. They do need a complete overhaul, but I think you can still manage with some of the players that you have. You got to keep some of that depth, and the players that they have right now in place, those players, they kind of know that offense and the defense. That way, if somebody goes down, if one of your, if they do get a big-time player, if he goes down, then you have people who will step up and actually know what they're doing.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I believe if they can get one more athlete on defense and one more athlete on offense, they win 4 games.
For what?
4 games.
I wouldn't even say that, because, I mean, you still need somebody on offense. You still need a prominent receiver.
Well, that's what I said. They get one more athlete on offense. They get a game breaking receiver, and they get a game breaking athletic corner.
I think you need 2. I think you need 2 more decent players.
That's what I said. 1 on offense and 1 on defense. You get one good player on defense and 1 more good player on offense, and I think they win a game or 2 more. I still think they're going to playoffs. They don't have the experience. They don't have the veteran leadership. But I think that they'll be a force to be reckoned with if they can get 1 or 2 more athletic players. This season. If they can do that, they'll be a better team. But I don't see them making the playoffs.
And I think that's something that we both agree on.
Something we both agree on.
And with that, this is our first edition of TSFA Live. I'm Dante Evans. This is
Marcel Nolden.
And we invite you to come back and join us again. You can catch us online at sixmanfootball.net, and we'll see you next time.